Okay, apparently it is live. I don't know if it is or not, but I hope it is. Hey guys, so I'm using my new live streaming software, so it might look a little different. There should be like a watermark and my name's in the bottom. So let me know if there's any issues or anything with the new software because I want to make sure I can do it properly in the future. Also, something really cool is that I can have the chat overlaid. So if anyone says something, the comments will be displayed, which is super fun. I've never had that option before, so that's cool. Also, flex my new hair. My aunt did it. It's looking great. If you didn't see or didn't know I had new hair, then you should go watch my latest short because it was my hair transformation and people seem to like it. So that's cool. Anyways, somehow it's literally, oh, Nicole, very cool. Look, that's Nicole saying very cool. Oh, so cool, so exciting. Oh, I guess it's Minstrel Extraordinaire. It is the Extraordinaire. That's fun. I hope the connection didn't just die. I don't really know what's going on, but we're doing our best. Is it still there, Nicole? Who's actually behind me?
It is.
Great, thanks, Nicole. Do you want to say hi? Yeah, that was my twin. Very supportive. But somehow it's steadily the last day of 2021. I feel like I blinked and the year just flew past me. I mean, I tried to grab some things in myself. Oh, we got another comment. You know what? I'm just gonna keep the chat overlay up. So if people get new comments, they get displayed. That way you can see it. And not just me. But yeah. Go over kind of like each month. Also, the Wi-Fi seems to be struggling, but I'm on supposedly the fast Wi-Fi in this house, so that's all I can do. Got my handy dandy notes. So this month has been pretty action-packed, if I do say so myself. And of course, with everything going on in the month, for the whole like first chunk of the month, I had finals. I had an exam, I had projects. I think it stutters when that's up or when you switch the different display. Okay, well then I'll take it down. I don't want stuttering. And it's better. Okay. Is it better afterward or is it like stutter the whole time? Well, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't want to be stuttery. But yeah, so I had finals, which honestly seems a really long time ago already, even though it really wasn't. But I think it's just that kind of thing where as soon as you're done with certain classes, it's just like head empty, like it's gonzo. It's like it didn't even happen. Oh, I still see the comments. It just appears in the bottom left. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. This is very interesting. Okay, Newton 2K, you're the best. Thank you for all this assistance here. All right, well, I'll just leave it down for now, and then when I rewatch the stream, I can understand what's going on. That'll be my plan. All right, back to me and my month. I went to the Philly Christmas market, which I wasn't able to go with like when COVID was bad, so it was nice to go. And it's probably like my last Christmas season in Philadelphia, so it was kind of bittersweet. I mean, mostly sweet, not that bitter, because I don't want to live in Philly when I'm done with school. I like Philly; it's been a great time, but you know, I'll be ready to leave. But it was still sweet. Went with some of my roommates, my friend. Boo. Yeah, I know. Philly's not. I mean, I love Philly in many ways, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's my city in the same way that like when I go to New York City, it does, or like I'm thinking about going to LA after I graduate, and that feels like exciting. But I do like that Philly, like I feel like I have grown a good understanding of the city at this point. Like when I first showed up, I had no clue where anything was. I feel like I was always getting lost, like, even in the center city area, and now I'm like, "Oh, I know where I am. This is cool." But at the same time, I still, like, don't know a lot of things. Like, I'll be going somewhere, my friend's like, "Oh, it's on this street," and I just blink at them. Like, I have no clue what they're talking about, even if I go there all the time. I hope to still visit Philly. I don't wanna, like, leave Philadelphia when I graduate and never return. I just don't know if I'll be there for Christmas again, at least in the near future. So it was nice to go to the village. And then I had my concert, the Alakostra concert, which was a success. We got to have a live audience again. Everyone had to be masked and stuff, but it was really nice because the last concert we had, there was nobody. Like, it was all just live streamed. So the only person who could, like, clap for us was, like, the tech people in the state, not in the stadium, in the auditorium, and it was really sweet of them, but it's there's just something about performing for a live audience that you just, like, can't get any other way, so that was really fun, very special. Only have one more concert with Alchestra left, which does get me more emotional because I loved being in it. I'm hoping to find, like, a community orchestra or something wherever I end up because it's just been great to play. Otherwise, like, I don't know when I'm gonna play with an orchestra again. That does have me a little sentimental. But it was just so fun. My parents came, and I made a couple mistakes, but would catch up or play right through, and that's what you gotta do when you're performing. And at least I had a mask on because I have no poker face. So when I make a mistake when I'm playing, like, I think I, like, twitch. Probably, like, I go, like, and you can't see that when I have a mask. So, the only way you'll know is that I just told you that I made mistakes. Woo, authenticity. Um, and then let's see, had to do some more location scouting for my senior film, but the scouting is now done. We have the locations, thank goodness. Things have been signed, so just waiting for January to freeze to death while we shoot. Woo! But that was nice at least to, like, go scouting and, like, make progress because I feel like for eons eons, like the semester really. My team, we would be like looking at places, talking to owners, calling people, and like either getting ghosted or rejected and just super depressing. Yes, woo woo indeed. Like getting a location. I was like, how hard is it to get like somewhere to eat? I mean, we need like a restaurant or a diner. And we're like, we'll work, we'll go after hours. We'll like reserve this whole section. Like we'll pay all this money. Like we will buy food from you. Like we will do what we need to do. Please give us a table. And they'd be like, "Well, I'm not sure." They'd be like, "That's a lot of people." And it's like, "Well, we can try to cut down the cast and the crew as much as we can." And we did end up cutting it down a little bit. But there's only so much we can cut down. It's not like we can be like, "Oh, well, we can just cut one of the leads." Like that's not going to happen. So that was really stressful. And I discovered, maybe I mentioned this on my last live stream, I don't know, but I discovered a gray hair on my head, and I was like, "Oh my god, this film is literally aging me." Um, but now it's hopefully dyed purple or red, so you'll never see it. But thank God that's done with. More happy things, well, I mean, the location scouting is happy. But thank God that's done because then I got to come home and got to decorate the Christmas tree and we made Christmas cookies. And it was just like all splendid and happy festive things. And then kind of on the verge of right before Omicron suddenly like got terrible. My twin and I, who's right back there, hi Nicole, and our friend, if you may watch the video, Sylvia, who's lurking in the chat potentially still. We went to New York City. She lives in New York City, but my sister and I went to meet her. And we did all of the little cheesy New York touristy things. So that video is up on my channel if you want to watch it. But basically, we did like the Macy's windows and got to see Tiptoe, the blue reindeer, who's like an alternate. He's not an alternate, but Tiptoe is a girl actually. She's like a fake Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because she's blue and like struggles with flying. But it was cute. The windows, and we went to Blue Dolph, the icon. We went to the Met to see the new Disney exhibit, like the special exhibit, and we saw a ton of other like exhibits. And the only like really disappointing thing about the Met was there was like a big like gingerbread castle in the eatery. So we went to go find the eatery, right, to look at the castle. And it was kind of depressingly point. I mean, it looked like a lot of gingerbread. Obviously, time was put into it, but I felt like it was something I could have made if I had power, like if I had gingerbread. Um, but I didn't make it, so that's why it was in the museum, and nothing I made is in a museum because I didn't do it. But it was still really nice, and I should have brought the book up, but it's still downstairs in the live. It was bad. Okay, let's go with charmingly rustic. Let's just not say it was bad. I mean, it was kind of cringy, but bad is a little harsh. Especially because, like, what if for some reason the person who made it ends up on this stream? Then they'll be devastated that the thing they made to bring Christmas joy to the children was bad. I mean, they'll probably never see it, so it's fine, but it was rough. Let's go with that. It was roughly made. It would not get a Paul Hollywood handshake. Let's say that. Um, I got lost in myself. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so we just like saw other Christmas stuff at the Met, and then we took a stroll through Central Park because we wanted to see like Radio City, 30 Rock, um, obviously the tree. The tree was we kind of saw from the side. Honestly, it was packed by that area, and we weren't trying to get in major trouble with anything or see anything. We weren't trying to get sick, we weren't trying to get COVID, even though we had masks on the whole time, so we did not go to that section. We just were like, "Let's leave that alone," and we went to see the cathedral, which was, excuse me, always really nice to see go in the cathedral, say a couple prayers, and I guess that was oh, no, that wasn't it, because then we stopped at Bryant Park on the way back to the train. We really got tons of steps in. I think got, like, 20,000 steps. I do not usually walk that much, but, the city just brings it out in me that I have to go everywhere and see everything. So, that was great. And then that was it. Well, not the whole month, but that was it for our New York City day. I guess the next big thing that happened is my new computer arrived, which I just flicked myself in the nose, which is what I'm currently using. So potentially the camera quality is better. This is theoretically HD, and my old computer's bid webcam was SD, like standard definition. So hopefully everything looks sharper and more exciting, but I don't know for sure. We're doing our best. So got my new computer. I actually today, like, finally traded in my old computer, which really felt like the end of an era because, like, that computer I've had since, like, the end of high school, and I feel like it's taken me through a lot of things. And now I have my new computer, which will hopefully not crash on me when I'm in class again or working on a project, because that's the main reason I had to get a new one. Like, I didn't care that the battery was, like, getting pretty bad or anything, or the fans would go off, but when it would crash on me, that was problematic. Because, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, what if I don't know, I mean, the worst thing is, like, what if I was in a job interview, which didn't happen, but, I was in class once and it crashed, and, like, thank goodness my teacher records the lectures so I could catch up by, like, 15 minutes that I was completely out of commission. And then literally the very next day after the computer arrived, we we drove to Wisconsin where, we, like, usually spend Christmas, and it was nice to see some more relatives this year because, like, last year we went to Wisconsin, but we didn't really see as many people, because, everything was different. There was no vaccine at that point. So my older sister's there, like, my whole mom's side of the family. So we did, like, all the usual well, not all the usual, but we did lots of usual Wisconsin things, like going out to breakfast, laying around, um, that's kind of it. What we sometimes we go to, like, the art museum, but we didn't do that this trip. There was very little snow up until towards the end of the trip, like, we did not have a white Christmas, and I usually count on it there being snow in Wisconsin, so it was a little sad that there was no there was no snow, but, at least it didn't, like, we didn't have, like, a blizzard driving there or driving back, so we should definitely be, thankful and grateful for that, of course. And then at the very end of the trip, I got my new haircut. Ooh, and then I don't really think I've done much since we got back home. We drove back on the 29th, so it hasn't really been that much time. And I literally don't know what I accomplished yesterday. I just did more work to prepare for my film shoot. Today we went on a hike, which turned, like, treacherous because it was muddy and I didn't know where the end was. And I was like, oh my God, I'm, like, dizzy. Everything stinks. And then at least my sister and my dad were like, "We're almost there." And then, like, "Okay, are we?" And we weren't. But obviously I made it back okay because here I am in my chair in my house, not stuck in the woods. That was a lot. Okay. Well, now I guess it's time to go over my year highlights. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do this. I thought about I have my like Instagram ready to go, so I can kind of scroll through because like most of my highlights are on Instagram. That might be kind of cringy, but honestly, I like was really tired in the car after the hike, so I did not take that time to come up with my like top highlights of the month. So I guess I will try my best to remember what my highlights of the month were, and then if I can't remember, I'll check my Instagram. I don't even remember January. I literally already forgot what happened in January of last year, other than school. Okay, all right. I think I set this up so it's ready to share. Look at that. Amazing, except that it's not where I wanted it to be. Also, it like shifted because I wanted it to be. This is kind of confusing. Okay. Hopefully you see it, and hopefully you still see me. Gotta get back to the beginning of the year. It was all set up before, but I guess it died. Yeah, I'm trying to see what happened. Oh, I guess the highlight was Seek. Can you still see that? Okay, good enough because we okay, well that's February. What did I do in January? Okay, apparently nothing happened in January that I wrote that I thought was like worthy other than starting school and preparing my fundraiser for my junior film shoot. So that's a little depressing that apparently like nothing happened. Woot. Anywho, in February there was Seek 2021, which is like a Catholic college thing where we did like a virtual system. It was like a hybrid where we like met in small groups to talk about stuff, and then you could watch like talks. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. I'm doing it again this upcoming year, so that was really sweet. I'm just gonna scroll myself. I don't think you need to see my Instagram. That's literally it again. Then in March, turned 21. Yay! I went to see Nicole, and I had my first alcoholic drink not on my birthday, but on the 6th. So 2 days later. I think on my actual birthday, I just had sparkling cider. At the very least, I had chocolate soy milk, but I think it was a little more dramatic than that. And then I guess the next really big thing was my junior film shoot, which was towards the end of March. Honestly, it's weird to like remember because it feels like I can't believe it was what was it? What was my first alcoholic drink? Was that the question? What was it? Um, it was a hard cider, if that's what was it? Was in reference to. It was literally what my dad got. I think it was a 9-pin. Wow, she speaks. It was a 9-pin cider.
9-pin hard cider.
A 9-pin hard cider. Thanks, Nicole. Nicole's the best. I thought it was good. I mean, it was like my first real drink because I'm a little goody two shoes and / just like afraid of the law. So I will admit that now it's like my favorite drink is a hard cider. Like maybe if I had a different drink first, that would be what I would have. But yeah, that's the case. So woo. I did have more drinks than that. I mean, not a ton because I'm like a very slow drinker. But then when I got back to my sister's place, 2 of her roommates worked at like a liquor store, so they had access to the goods. / they were like able to make drinks. And Nicole now actually got like a whole kit to like mix cocktails or drinks or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's cool. Maybe she'll make me something spicy, but probably not. I'll probably just drink my own drink or have water or something. Actually, not water. I hate the taste of water. Maybe like a Propel or a flavored water. Is that shocked face because I hate the taste of water or because Nicole can now make cocktails? Because it's not my fault that I don't like water, okay? I didn't just ask to not like the taste of water. It just unfortunately happened that way. Woo. But anyways, to less embarrassing things that like I don't like water, to my film shoot. My junior film shoot was a success. Super small cast, 2 people, and then a skeleton crew because of COVID, obviously. And But it was great. Like, we had one day to shoot 9 pages. I don't still know exactly how we, like, did it, and I will admit that we did miss a couple, like, cutaways that I would have liked to get, like, when I was editing, because I did end up doing my own editing. I was like, "Ooh, I regret not taking that." But, it was too late at that point, and overall, it worked out really well. It was successful. No one got COVID, thank goodness. And then I did, like, a little 48-hour film challenge, like, a week later with my friend. So I did, like, lots of filming in March, which was just, like, cute and fun. And then, let's see, did I do anything else? Well, I really did not do that much, I guess, during COVID. I guess that's a good thing. I guess I think of myself as doing all these things, but when I think about, like, my yearly highlights, like, yearly, not just like, "Oh, what I accomplished this month," it's sort of weird to think like, "Oh, I did not do anything that, like, stood out to me enough that I remember at this time." I mean, a big thing I was doing, in the spring semester, once I shot the film, was editing it, working on that, like, getting a composer. It was pretty much like my a part-time job for me at that moment, and I also had my part-time job as a tutor at the time as well, so it's not like I was just, like, home free. Was I doing anything else? Well, other classes, and then in April, I did a, like, Philly Create, which I think I've talked about before on the channel, but it's just like a kind of creative meetup with people where you do, like, there's, like, models, videographers, photographers, makeup artists, like, any kind of creative person to do, like, basically, we just travel around, like, an area with a pack of people and take pictures. I usually take most of the pictures, and then I try to get a couple pictures of myself, but I would never call myself a model at the event. I'm definitely a photographer. So that's always fun. It's always nice to get some content. And then I had to say goodbye to Jordan the cat. I'm sure anyone who's been watching me for a while remembers Jordan the cat, who would frequent my videos, and now he's gone because he was my roommate's cat, and she's not my roommate anymore. I just saw that picture. Sadness. Then went to Wisconsin, and then I was off to LA, which feels like a fever dream, honestly. Los Angeles over the summer. I did, like, everything. I tried to do everything on my list. I made, like, a list before I went of all these things I wanted to go to, all the places, whatever I wanted to see. And for 1 week, I was there with my dad, and we had rented a car. So we, like, hit lots of things off. We went to, like, Venice Beach, and we went to Paradise Cove in Malibu. We did all these hikes, went to the aquarium. I was that cheesy tourist who rented a bike to go bike along, like, the pier and the beach at Santa Monica. Like, I was doing that all, killing the game. My dad was great. And then I had to start the actual thing I was there to do in Los Angeles, which was my job, which was still really fun. I was working at Madison Square Garden Entertainment, Burbank, and I was actually close enough, for like, the summer that I could walk to work. So that's what I did. Schlepped along. The first couple days, I wore, like, nicer boots, like, black shoes, and my feet didn't like that, and then I realized that everyone in the office basically wore sneakers regardless of if they were wearing, like, dress pants or anything like that, so I pretty much wore sneakers the rest of the summer, which was so nice on me feet on my feet, because I was gonna get blisters. Like, I'm not kidding, I was gonna get blisters if I kept wearing my nice little boots. When I had a presentation or something, I would bring the boots in my backpack, but I no longer would walk there with them because it was just not working out for me. Obviously, the rest of the summer, I was doing more hikes, tons of museums, the Getty, the Broad. I think I pronounced it right. Also, there was, like, the Getty Villa. I went to, like, Huntington Gardens. I went to another zoo. I think I already said lots of hiking. I really felt like a hiking champion, even though I would sit down a lot when I needed a break because it was so hot, and there's no shade anywhere, which you don't really think about, I guess. Like, I never thought about the fact that when I go hiking, like, on the East Coast or whatever, if it's really sunny, I find, like, a tree or something. There are no trees in most of, like, the LA hikes. Like, there's the Wisdom Tree hike, and the Wisdom Tree is the only tree, and that's the top, that's the destination. So while you're trekking up there, you have no tree, you have no shade, and you just accept your fate of death. Miraculously, though, I, like, never got sunburned, which is suspicious, but I accept it. I went to San Diego for the 4th of July weekend, where we did not go to the zoo, but we did see, like, Balboa Park, and I got to see sea lions. I literally, like, saw baby sea lions. I climbed in a cave to get close to sea lions. I was so dedicated. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but it's insane. Saw Universal, like Universal Studios. We did the Lot Tour, Warner Brothers. Like, it was honestly just incredible. I have a lot of fond memories of California. And then I had no time at all, but I literally got back to California. And the next day I drove to Philadelphia. And then the day after that, I had school. Senior year kicked off to honestly a really good start because I had my junior film. Remember me talking about that? That was in a film festival. It got into a couple festivals, actually a few because three. Um, but I got to go to one of them, which was the Playhouse West Film Festival, which was just like super cool. I got to see my film obviously on a big screen, and then there was a Q&A, so I got to, walk up there, answer some questions, get a picture on a red carpet. I just felt super accomplished with myself. And then I was home again already, I guess, for Rosh Hashanah, or maybe Labor Day weekend I went home. Maybe those were the same this year, or I don't know. I guess I went home for something because because I went to the Bronx Zoo. And then then it was football season, a million football games. Temple did not win many games that I saw this year, but I love football and I was going to support them. I also went to New York City to go to the New York Film Festival with my pal, which was amazing, and still swooning over the whole experience because it's just so cool. And one day, maybe one of my films will be in the New York Film Festival, whether it's a short or a feature. That would be, I feel like that'd be like, I feel it would feel like the pinnacle of my career, even though I doubt. I would hope that I would keep rising up unless it happened when I'm like an ancient lady. But something was cool was we got to see a film by somebody who's actually is in the Temple MFA program, which is the masters for the film. So that was cool. It was a documentary, not a feature, but it kind of felt like, okay, like this happens, like people are successful. Then I guess there was a slightly long weekend, or maybe I just, because of how my schedule worked out, I went up to see Nicole with my family. We went to Saratoga National Historic Park. I think I said that correctly. It's like a weirdly long name. And then next thing you know, it's Halloween. I guess I just like totally jumped from the middle of October to the end of October, but I was just doing a lot of homework, working on my film. And then bada bing, bada boom, DK formal, home for Thanksgiving, going to the Giants game. And then it's December, which I just talked about. So somehow that was my year. I feel like as the year went on, things definitely picked up, probably because there was like a lull. Like in the beginning of the year, everything was kind of anxious, waiting for like the vaccine. Then LA was the summer, it was fun and free. And then you get back to school and it's like, oh my God. But that was my year. It all sounds really positive when I think about it that way. I will, as obviously I'm semi-transparent, I'd say, on my channel. I've had like a rough mental health year. Like obviously there were some really good high moments that I'm so grateful for, but my mental health definitely took a dive this year. As you know, recently I switched medication, so hopefully that will really help me. But it has been kind of tough in that regard. And it's interesting, like when I look obviously online, like I sometimes will make a post about it or like on my story, but it's interesting. There's like definitely this portrayal of like, oh my God, so much happiness versus like I know that it also sucked. Like at times it was, as I was telling my sister, it was literally like the best year of my life and also literally the worst year of my life. Like I have had more low points this year than I can ever remember having before, but I've also had some really good moments. I am hoping though that next year is just like the best year of my life thus far without the worst part being there. Like I'd like to leave the worst year of my life in 2021. Don't bring that into 2022. So that's a goal there. And, I want to get like mentally healthier, physically healthier, and just like embrace the new year as best as I can. So thanks to everyone who's supported me this year. Whether you like on my channel, but also just like in life, if you ever watch this video, literally means more to me than I can say. So I hope you guys also can find hopefully not the worst year of your life in 2021, but some, like, really good positive things that happened because I think we all need positive things to happen, and hopefully next year will be incredible. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next year. Bye.